it's Megan from DogWorx, and today we have Miss Winnie. She's very anxious, so today we're going to show you some tips and tricks on how to help an anxious dog feel a little bit more relaxed by using some massage techniques. And I'm going to show you how it's done and what exactly to look for, and show you step by step how we do it. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and have the dog laying down and then gently roll them on their back and cradle them in between your legs. For a dog to be on their back, it can definitely make them feel vulnerable. So if they can relax in this position, they can relax in any position.
If you noticed, the dog started to whine and cry a little bit the moment we touched them, but also notice that Megan completed the move in one smooth motion. We didn't stop, we didn't pet the dog, we just continued as if nothing was happening. And by doing this, we make sure the dog stays in the moment. If we start to pet or soothe away the dog in an anxious state of mind, the only thing we're doing is rewarding them. What we want to do is break that habit and replace it with a good one.
So usually I'll start off with just kind of touching their feet. Usually dogs are pretty sensitive about their feet being touched. Then you can kind of stretch them out. Just kind of massage up their leg. And then you just kind of want to let them go. And you can tell now that they're not quite so huddled together like this. They'll kind of start to relax them off to the side.
With this technique, you want to start above the elbow, right where the legs meet the trunk. And notice how Megan is slowly squeezing and using just enough force to create a massage, but not so much that a dog gets tensed up. And notice it's just the fingers, very gentle. On this angle, you can have a better view as to where the starting position is and how the squeezing motion goes all the way up with just the fingers. I'm going to replay the last few seconds of the clip, and I want you to notice the dog's leg. The moment Megan started touching the leg, the dog's basically moving the leg towards her, which is the dog accepting being touched. Obviously, much, much better than what it was just a few moments ago.
So then what we're going to do is kind of work our way down to their belly area. A lot of people think that all dogs like to have their bellies rubbed, but in reality for an anxious dog, this can be one of the most difficult parts for them to relax while you're massaging them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of bring my hands down towards their ribs and then just lightly touch their belly. Each dog is going to be a little bit different, so if you go too hard on the massaging part, it can definitely make them tense up and then become more adverse to what you're doing.
And it's called feather touch because it is just that. Very, very light touch. This helps the dog relax a lot more, but also gives you the chance to see the tension level in the dog. You can feel the muscles around the stomach tense up or ease up, depending on the dog's state of mind. So the softer body, the softer the mind is.
Usually the signs that we're going to look for here is that the dog's knees aren't going to be too tucked up, because usually if the dog is not okay with this, they'll try and tuck up their legs really close together to kind of prevent you from doing that. And then obviously the tail tucking down as well. So some things you can do is kind of, if you have someone to help you, is have them kind of hold their tail out the way. See, now she's tucking up right now because I've moved her tail out the way.
And because the dog started becoming tense again, we slow down and we continue the belly feather touch. we don't want to rush the process. We just want to slow down and make sure the dog understands and absorbs every step that's happening. And I do apologize for the random moving of the camera.
So as you can tell, her legs aren't quite as tucked up as they were. Still shaking a little bit, but that's okay. We'll make progress the more and more we do this. And you can also move into the inner thighs a little bit as well. You can just you don't always have to massage with your fingertips or anything. You can always just do nice, slow petting.
And as the belly massage progressed, notice that the legs are not shaking as much anymore, almost at all. And look at the dog's facial expressions. He is panting and relaxing. Eyes are much better. So good progress so far. She looks happier.
Yeah. And then now if you see now, she's actually starting to relax her back legs just a little bit more. And there we go. It's pretty relaxed for Winnie.
What's next?
So another thing that you can do too, which we're still working on with Winnie, is you can also kind of start to massage the leg out. And you put a little bit of pressure, you can just kind of cup it right here in between your thumb and your forefinger. And I'll just kind of usually massage as they extend their leg out. What I'm looking for is that on this technique, I don't want her to keep fighting back with me. I want her to learn to just relax, so even though her legs are out straight, that she doesn't have to feel like she needs to tuck up and to be nervous about it. So you just kind of work out like this. And you just kind of hold for a second. And then as soon as I'm not feeling as much tension, then I'll reward her with letting her leg go. So I'm applying pressure right now, and I'm just gonna hold it still. I'm not gonna push her leg out too far. And basically I'm just waiting for the pressure to stop of her trying to push back, and then I'll let go. Good. Good job, Winnie. And then usually I'll just kind of end the session with just like letting her hang out for a minute. I won't do any more massaging. I'll just wait for her to relax on her own. So right now she's shaking just a little bit down on her back legs, and I'm going to wait for that to stop because we want to end on a good note, and if she's still shaking, she's still a little bit nervous, and we don't want her to end on a bad note. Good, and she stopped panting. Good girl, Winnie. There you go. Good job. And as you can see, we're not shaking. She's not nervous panting. It all takes time. This doesn't fix anything in one session. Usually we'll do, a couple times a week just to help them learn to relax. We'll usually end the training session with a nice relaxing massage, so that way they can end on a good note and they'll have a more positive experience and actually pick up quicker during the training. And there she goes.